Alright, quick shed update. Doing something a little different today. I am doing some sketchy collision repair. Yes. So this is a friend of mine's car. He backed into a truck about a year ago, and he's paying me to fix it. Yeah, it was pretty munched. Last Saturday we got the quarter all straightened out, if you could call it that. It was rather crunched in. It was pushed in probably 3 or 4 inches. It was pretty harsh. This was all buckled in. This had a big crease that ran up there. This was all wavy and horrible. So we got the porta power and jacked it out, and then did some heat shrinks and got it more or less sketched in. It's kind of pushing the limits of what you can really do with filler, like safely, but this is on par, maybe slightly better than most collision work done in the 70s, so I'm gonna call this a win. And the pay is good enough for this sort of job that it is advantageous for me to do it, and my buddy Rob is getting quite the deal even at that, because they wanted to total the car. And yeah, so he's paying me $500 to get this done and in primer. This is day 2. Moving right along. So I'm going to be doing quite well on this, and he's going to be saving a boatload of money. So all parties win. So that's what we're working on today. I've got this coat of filler on. It's not really cold, but it's a little bit chilly out, so it's going to take a little while to dry, kind of. So while I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to go through and grind on the rest of this quarter, get the paint ground off so that I can put the filler over it. Pretty much we're going to be taking, this is going to stay more or less the way it is, but we're going to be taking the filler more or less out to this line here, just to kind of make everything a little bit easier. I mean, this is not going to be a perfect sort of job. I mean, it was either do this or replace the quarter, and replace the quarter on your daily is not exactly an easy or really feasible job, because you have to take the back glass out, and then you'd have to paint all the jams, and it becomes a big job quick. It'd be a little nicer, but it's a lot bigger job, a lot more involved. This, a little bit of a shortcut, but it's, in my opinion, still within the realm of doing things semi-properly to do it like this. So that's what we have done. And like I said, I mean, there's not, I mean, it's not like there's a thin coat of filler. I mean, there's a fair amount on here, but I don't think it's really going to be much thicker than a 1/4 inch anywhere. Maybe in a couple deep spots, a little more than that, but I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, I've done and seen other people do much rougher collision work on customer vehicles, like for insurance jobs. So I think that we are perfectly fine here. The only really sketchy thing about this, per se, is instead of a unispotter, because I don't have a unispotter, I utilized the old classic homebrew slide hammer with a sheet metal screw. That's how they used to do it back in the day. You drill a hole, screw it in, yank it out. And in order to keep stuff from like getting all warped, I opted to not weld up the holes, just like they used to do. They used to just not weld the holes and then fill over them. So, like that. There's a bunch of them. There's quite a few in here. But, I mean, that's pretty much the only, like, old, kind of outmoded sort of practice that's been done here that you can see. Pretty much everything else is stuff that I would do in a modern collision setting. So it's gonna be okay. We're not exactly going for an amazing end result here. It just has to look pretty much like nothing happened. If it's got a couple little ripples in it, Rob is really not too concerned. So that is today's project. I think tomorrow I'm going to do more work on the Dodge rockers. Maybe I'll work on those a little bit today while I'm waiting for filler drawing to dry, depending on how long it takes. But tomorrow I'd like to get the rockers painted. I would really like to do that. So, all right, I guess until more happens, just gonna keep cranking away at this.